Hello everyone, I'm Jason Bull from Wild Air Sports, and I'm here to address one of the most common issues that we see at mountain biking events and trailheads around the country. Is it lycra pants? Is it noisy brake pads? No. Suspension sag. Now before your eyes glaze over and you start scrolling through Instagram Reels again, trust me when I say that this isn't a difficult issue to fix, and it's a real game changer. We've covered quite a few topics in the build-up to the 2022 Capsani to Sea Race and Adventure, coming 11th to 14th of May, but this one might just be the most crucial. Very clever engineers from around the world have gifted us these highly efficient full suspension mountain bikes that promise to absorb boulders and craters, all while climbing like a hardtail or some sort of a mountain goat. Now, exaggerations aside, these are some pretty incredible machines that they have developed, managing to balance support with pedaling efficiency and bump absorption. They are not foolproof though, and they do require some attention from us, the owners of said machines. So on that issue of suspension sag, we have seen countless riders slogging their way up what I like to call a double hill when the air pressure in their shock has slowly depleted over time, meaning the bike sits deep into its travel. The result is a slackening of the bike's angles, your weight shifting back over the rear axle, and the relative gradient of the hill increasing. Unnecessary energy is spent and performance is suboptimal, not what I would call a good time. If you're finding this relatable, then continue on, and if it's reminding you of your mate who doesn't even know where the rear shock is on their bike, then maybe send them the link. The solution to the sag issue is this humble piece of kit called a shock pump. If you have one, hooray, and if you don't, simply pay a visit to your local bike shop or chat to your friend who spends way too much time talking about this stuff. You could even call up Farmer Glenn, I'm sure they'll be happy to help you sort it out. Jokes aside, please do not contact Farmer Glenn. He's quite busy sorting out some legendary trails for you to ride come mid-May. Setting the sag is a fairly straightforward process. Simply pressurize the rear shock to the point where it will sink 25 to 30% of the way into its travel when you're seated on the bike. For more detail on this process, click the card above or the link in the description below. Most forks will have a pressure guide for different rider weights printed on them, and some bicycles may have this for the rear shock as well. Once you have your sag set up, either from doing it yourself or getting some help from your local bike shop or technically savvy friend, jot down that pressure number in your phone's notes app for future reference. You want to just check in on that pressure every few weeks or monthly. That pressure number shouldn't need to change unless your total riding weight changes by more than a couple kgs, either from adding or removing a loaded backpack, or maybe from some intense endurance efforts resulting in reduced body mass, or some intense McDonald's efforts resulting in an opposite response from the body mass. Now that you have the appropriate amount of air in your suspension, you can run wild enjoying the balance of support, pedaling efficiency, and bump absorption that those clever engineers intended you to experience. Hit the subscribe button to check out some more content and hit the notification bell to stay up to date with the latest videos. We'll see you next time.